And how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's well. It's Tony back again with another video for Masters of the 80s. These videos probably going to do about 6 maybe in this particular line. What we're actually going to be talking about is a UK based DVD company from a good number of years back, from sort of the early 2000s. Obviously when DVD was coming to the forefront, it was awash with different companies putting big budget titles out and taking things from VHS over to DVD. And there was a UK company called PRISM Leisure. Now, for those of you in the UK, you'll probably know PRISM Leisure's releases as being budget releases. They picked up loads and loads of budget titles. Picked up some absolute trash over the years that they were running, but picked up some absolute gems as well. So currently, a lot of this stuff on this particular label can be picked up for next to nothing, but some of it at the moment can be quite expensive because there's been no form of Blu-ray release, and the DVD or back to the VHS is the only way to own some of these films. So PRISM Leisure was basically a low-end company from the UK that was putting out budget titles, really. And every now and again they'd pick up a good AAA title, but it was very, very rare. But there was also a budget in price as well. So when DVD first came out, it was expensive. What PRISM Leisure was putting out was relatively cheap for the time. Now, I've got a bit of a nostalgia thing for it. It takes me back to those early DVD days. And as a collector, there's quite a lot on this label that still is collectible, especially from an 80s point of view. They put quite a few out. Also, from a monetary point of view and being a collector, it's quite easy and cheap to collect these titles. So you can amass a lot in your library in a short space of time for relatively little money. So we're going to break it down. Like I said before, it's probably going to run to maybe 6 videos. I'll try and keep them as short as I can. What you'll find with a lot of these is there is just the film on these releases, and it's very, very rare that you get any extras or any features or anything like that, again because these were budget titles. So the first one we'll have a look at, and it's quite hard for me really, that we'll look at Transformers the movie, come out in 1986. I think everyone knows this film. If you're a bit of an 80s connoisseur and an 80s kid, you'll know this film. Tied in from the end of season 2 of G1 Transformers, and broke every kid's heart as they killed off Optimus Prime at the end of this film. Well, not even at the end of this film, midway through it. It is a standout film. Is probably one of my favourite animated films from this time period, really. The 2 editions I've got here, both are, again, PRISM Leisure. I don't know why they put 2 variants out. Well, this was the first one that they put out, and then obviously this was the second one they put out. There's no difference in anything. It's just packaging that changed, and that was it. I'll show you from the back of both of them. You've got a little bit of variant on the artwork, but the rest of it's pretty much the same. Even the barcode number's the same on these, so there is no difference at all. It's just the film on these. Beauty about these PRISM Leisure releases, they're always in a clear case, and they always have some internal artwork on them like that. So it's normally the chapter run down this side. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of artwork or promotions for other films on this side here where the disc is, but it's quite rare. But you've always got your chapter selection on this left hand side. So that's that one. That's the first one that they put out, and the second one that they put out, again, if you look from the inside, virtually the same. There's only the disc art really that's changed, and again, I don't know why they did it. There must have been a reason. I'm not 100% sure why. This isn't hard to find. if you want to pick a copy of this up, you can get this for under £1 now. But it is worth picking up. I mean, as an 80s kid and as a big fan of Transformers, I mean, I own this film on probably 4 different variations of DVD and the Blu-ray version. There is a lovely 4K version out at the moment by Funimation, but I'm really struggling to pull the trigger on it unless the price was to drop dramatically, which it will do in time, I think. But I'm in no rush to grab it as yet, even though it is a beautiful transfer and it looks great what they've done. I mean, I own this on so many different releases, it's untrue. So that's the first one by Prism Leisure we'll have a look at, and it's Transformers the movie. So as we've just looked at, we saw Transformers the movie. And I think most companies at this time saw what that film did. And it did relatively well at the box office. They made the money back plus a bit. So I think everybody wanted a slice of that pie. So we get G.I. Joe the movie. A real American hero. Again, from a massive 80s cartoon, this film was spawned. Nowhere near as good as Transformers the movie at all. But if you're a Joe fan, then it's relatively good. This release of it, again, isn't brilliant. This very much looks like a straight port from the VHS version. There is no remastering on this. There's no widescreen on it. It's in 4:3, and it definitely looks like it's been dragged straight from the VHS. Really dirty looking transfer. It is a nostalgia thing as well. This particular film, I can remember renting this out numerous times from my local VHS shop. Again, absolutely no features on it as you'd expect with a Prism Leisure release. But another one, it's nice to add into your collection. I think this is currently the only way. I don't think this has had a Blu-ray release, and I'd probably never likely to get a Blu-ray release. If it has, somebody leave a comment down below, give me a shout where I can get all of it from, because I would buy it on Blu-ray if it came out. Maybe there's some sort of like weird German release of it, a weird Spanish release, I'm not sure. But again, your chapter selection on this side, your disc on this side, there's no work under the disc on this. So yeah, that's the release of G.I. Joe the movie. Now, when I explained earlier on that Prism Leisure put out some sort of low-end trash, real cheap films, then this is one of them. The Contract. This film is a very late 90s film, I think. Really wanted to be sort of Nikita or the Assassins. It's in that frame of mind. Not a brilliant film. It's worth a watch. You can pick this up for pence now. You'll find it kicking around. These low end ones like these must have been made in the thousands, because you can pick these up all over. These are like the mainstay of what you will find of Prism Leisure releases. These are everywhere. Dead cheap, mass produced, sort of low end films. Again, I don't normally pick this kind of stuff up, but because it's so cheap now, and I wanted to amass a good library of the Prism Leisure stuff, I picked this one up. Best thing about this, it's got Billy D. Williams in it. That's about it, really. It isn't a great film. You can have a read of, if you want to pause it, you can have a read of the synopsis on the back. But this was sort of Prism Leisure getting hold of cheap titles and just banging them out and hoping for the best. Again, inside, down there you got your chapter listings and your disc on the side. No artwork under the disc on this one. The Contract. Well, can you even mention this guy's name anymore? I'm not 100% sure, but it is Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Weapon. If you know anything about Hulk Hogan's acting career, you know it's been all over the show. Early 80s stuff, or his 80s stuff, I mean, the guy wasn't doing too bad. I mean, 1982 he was in Rocky 3. 89 did No All's Birds. 1990 was in Gremlins 2. 91 was Suburban Commando. 93 Mr. Nanny. You know what I mean? And they're not bad films, but if you when you start coming down the years and you start looking at the Secret Agent Club and fucking hell, Santa with Muscles, then you know he's scraping the bottom of the barrel. And if you've seen Santa with Muscles, The Ultimate Weapon, he's fucking worse than that. Not a good film. Bizarrely, somebody decided to try and redo Commando, because basically that's where the storyline's sort of going. It's got a little bit of a twist on it, but basically that's what it is. It's a bit of a Commando rip-off. Pretty awful, to be honest. As a wrestler, yeah, the guy was great back in the day. Again, the early film career, sort of 82 to 92, you know what I mean? 93, the guy's doing okay. Everything off the back of that is just absolute garbage, and this is no exception. This is bottom of the dumpster stuff. It's fucking awful, but I've got it because again, it's a PRISM Leisure release. It bulks out the library. It's cheap. It's a laugh. You know what I mean? If people come round and have a look at your collection and go, holy shit, you've got Hulk Hogan's Ultimate Weapon. Yeah. It's but again, no, it says me in special features on the back of this, trailers and chapter selection. You know, they can cut that as special features, I've no idea. But again, another one, you can find it absolutely dirt cheap. This, again, they'll be all over the show. Car boot sales, second-hand shops, charity shops, you'll always find this kind of tribe. Yeah, that's Hulk Hogan in Ultimate Weapon. If you like war movies and you have never seen The Eagle Has Landed, please do yourself a favour, go and check it out. Fantastic film featuring Michael Caine, Donald Sutherland and Robert Duvall. Based in the Second World War, a German crack commando unit infiltrates a sort of sleepy village in Norfolk, England, because they think and understand that Winston Churchill is going to be holidaying there during the war, and they think if they can take Churchill out, it'll bring an end to the war. Absolutely brilliant to see Michael Caine play a bad guy in this, and Donald Sutherland play a guy who's really on the fence, who he doesn't know he's an Irish guy and doesn't know whether he should defect to the Nazis or stay with the British. Fantastic film. This is one that PRISM Leisure release. This is a larger title, a bigger title for them. Again, very, very good film. If you've never seen it, I recommend picking it up. Again, can be picked up reasonably priced now. It isn't much. Pick this up for £1, maybe £2. eBay and CEX are normally your best place for these, but if you can pick them up on car boot sales, if you can find them in car boot sales, I mean, I've had sort of like 4 for £1 off these PRISM Leisure releases like this. And this is a fantastic film. Again, it's a shame this one. It's got no special features or anything like that. But it is a really, really good film. Again, a bit of artwork on the inside, your chapter listings on that side, your disc art, and this one, we've popped the disc. It does show you there's a few films in there that are starring Michael Caine. There's a few other films that are similar. I mean, bottom left hand side is Who Dares Wins, which is another good film if you've never seen that. I do know that this is available on Blu-ray now. So if you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. It is a very, very good film. That's The Eagle Has Landed. I mean, again, another larger title that PRISM Leisure managed to sort of nab the rights to for the DVD release. That's Christian Bale's The Machinist. Odd film this. Took me a couple of watches to sort of say, yeah, it's a pretty decent film. I mean, this is Christian Bale, probably like you've never seen him before. I mean, the guy must be down to about 9 stone, and there's absolutely nothing of him. Pretty decent release, to be fair, for a Prism Leisure. Normally, again, like I said before, it's normally just budget trash, but this, again, pretty decent release. No major special features on this. There's a couple of deleted scenes, a couple of commentaries, and a making of, which is rare to find on a Prism Leisure release. Normally, you don't get anything at all. So this must be saying that this particular title, they put the money in a little bit and got a little bit back out of it. What you will notice down here on some of these, some are region B locked, most are region B locked, but every so often you'll find one that's completely region free. So these can be picked up and played anywhere. Again, if you've never seen this film, it's definitely worth a watch. It's a bit of a bizarre film, but it is worth a watch. Again, a bit of artwork on that side with your chapter listings, and again, your disc art on that side. And again, there's a few advertisements for some other films that's on Prism Leisure's library. Again, another one that can be found relatively cheap, probably about £1 or under now, second hand in the UK. This says to me that there was thousands and thousands of copies put out of this. We will be looking at some more expensive stuff on the Prism Leisure line in the next few videos. Those stuff that's more expensive on this line, obviously the pressing runs must have been smaller, and there's not as much available anymore, so the prices of those have gone up dramatically for low quality DVD. But hey ho, as a collector, you'll know all about that. It's a minefield. It is a minefield. But that's Christian Bales, The Machinist.